Okay, Calvin, good evening.
Good evening.
After a long time, after how many days did we meet?
I think a week.
Yes, after about 1 week. In about 1 week, I think we couldn't meet. I couldn't start the meeting, host the meeting due to power cuts since last
Yes.
Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there were power cuts. Not no, Monday and Tuesday, there were power cuts. Wednesday, power was there, but it rained. It rained heavily. It rained cats and dogs. It was thundering. Then Thursday again there was a power cut. Yesterday was Friday. Friday I have classes in Vattala, so I came home at about 10. Right at about 10. Usually on Fridays we don't meet. So today is the only day uh, uh, that we were able to host the meeting. It rained. It rained in the evening heavily, and actually
Yes.
I had to postpone one of my older classes due to heavy rain. So now the weather is okay. Weather has permitted us, and power is there. Government has announced that there won't be power cuts at the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So thankful to that, we have been able to meet today. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to meet today as well. Hmm. I'm sorry for that. I have no other option.
Yes.
Here, power went at about 7:30. Right, power was cut at about 7:30 and came back at about 10. That means 2.5 hour power cut. Power was cut for nearly 2.5 hours. Right, I was supposed to start the meeting at least by 9:30 or 9:45, but all my efforts failed. That because power came back at about 10, 2.5 hour cuts. So no other option. I don't know what's going to happen. So we will have to change our timetable according to this power cut timetable. Right. So how do you feel now? Your father and you, are you okay now?
Uh, but I can't talk too much. That when I talk too much, a cough coming.
Of course, it's very natural. It also happened to me. If when you talk too much now, you can remember those days I used to host the meeting maximum 1 hour for 1 hour, and I avoided talking. If I talked at the stretch, the cough would come out. The cough would arise. Therefore, be careful. Don't talk too much. Other symptoms: fever, cough, then cold.
Yes, but not only that cough, but I don't have the fit I had before
Mhm,
being tested.
mhm. It's also very natural. Even I also have the same symptom, post-COVID symptoms. Still I have the post-COVID symptoms now. Before this COVID pandemic came, I used to, uh, I had fitness. I was so fit that I could conduct sometimes 5 classes, 6 classes at the stretch. Now, for example, on Saturdays when we were doing physical classes in Makola, on Saturdays, right? In our class in Makola, I had classes from 8 to 6 in the evening at the stretch. 8 to 6 in the evening, right? Then have after coming home, another spoken English class was held. So I used to go to bed sometimes 10:30, 11. Those days also I didn't feel very tired. I was so fit. But having been tested positive this time, now I feel I myself feel that my fitness has deteriorated, right? And now every day, especially when it comes to conducting all classes, we have to talk loudly, we have to shout wearing the face mask, right? Sometimes when one class is finished, by the end of one class, I feel I am not fit enough to start the next class, right? It's very difficult to keep standing for 2 hours, for 4 hours, for 6 hours. Uh, Once I finish one class, it's sometimes in the next class, second class, I used to teach seated. It's very difficult to keep standing for 2 hours and feel very tired. At the end of the day, feel very tired, right? The main reason is wearing face mask. It's very difficult to shout in halls wearing a face mask. Every day after coming home at night, I conduct the chat table from 9 to 10:30 amidst a lot of difficulties, a lot of physical difficulties. Right? Still, I feel, I myself feel that inside my body, those post-COVID complications are there. That means it can hugely affect our immune system and our strength. It may take a lot of time, sometimes 5 months, 6 months, sometimes 1 year to restore our fitness level, energy. Still, I myself experience it. So it's very natural. Don't do strenuous work. Don't work hard. Don't break rest. Have regular rest. Sometimes for next 6 months, sometimes for next 1 year, next year, you'll have to take a lot of rest. When you feel tired, take rest. Stop your work and take rest. Don't keep working. Don't. The most important thing is don't break rest. Right? If you keep breaking rest, you will get a headache. Again, you will catch fever. A lot of things will happen. So be careful when studying at night. The most important thing is taking regular intervals. Rest. Then, what about your father?
So sometimes he's suffering from cold, and sometimes he's suffering from fever. Not always.
Mhm. Now, for how long were you advised to stay at home? 1 week, 2 weeks?
7. From tomorrow, the quarantine period is finished.
Yes, now the usual quarantine period is 7 days now. Leaves are not given from officers for 14 days, for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Others, your mother and younger brother, they don't have any symptom.
Yeah, they don't have, but on the first days, my mother was the one who had symptoms and had fever, those things. So after about 2 days, she got cured.
She was
And
recovered.
She was recovered, and last Thursday, I went to practices. So having come home, I didn't have any symptom, or I felt good as normal. So having come home, I felt very tired and I had a headache. I sent a message to you that I will not be able to join the meeting that day. So we checked even fever. So I had 38 Celsius or 37, nearly 37.5. We bed rested that day, and on Friday, I had the fever until about 39 Celsius. A severe one.
Yes, your mother had sent me a message that day.
Yes. And
That
so
day, that means last Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Last Friday, I saw the message late night. No, Fridays I have classes in Vattala. I come home by 10 or 10:15. So after having dinner, so every day I used to watch videos on YouTube until 11:30. At that time that was time I saw your mother's WhatsApp message that you were down with high fever and a severe headache.
Yes, I have never down with such a headache and fever. So then my mother realized this should be COVID.
It must be COVID now. The virus is everywhere. Although it's called virus fever, it's not viral. It's Omicron.
Yes,
Now a new variant has been found from some countries. Delta Cron.
yeah.
A combination of Delta and Omicron. Delta Cron.
Yes, maybe. So on Monday we came to Delgoda to get a PCR test done. And so we got that done, but that was the first PCR.
How did you feel when that what was being entered inside your nose?
Actually, Kanduru pen.
Tears spilled out. Tears split out. Yes, that cotton bud is inserted in deep into the nose, and it's moved. When it is moved, it feels you feel a very smarting feeling. The painful and smarting. You feel a smarting feeling inside the nose.
Yes.
But in government hospitals, if you get it done from a government hospital, mostly you may not feel that pain. In government hospital, they don't do it properly. Now, when our PCR tests were done at Ragam Hospital, I didn't feel very painful. Right. Then what else? Any news? Now, where are the others? Don't they know that the meeting is held today? I sent a message in the evening that we are meeting today. So are they not attending, or haven't they seen the message, or are they watching the match? Today Sri Lanka had set a good score, good total,
Yeah,
good target for India. Mr.
yeah.
Saman came. Right. Mr. Saman, good evening. Mr. Saman, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
All right. After about 1 week,
After
in 1 week, our program was interrupted by power cuts and bad weather,
Power
heavy
cut.
rain.
Yeah,
Monday,
mainly power cut.
yes, on Monday and Tuesday here in our area there were power cuts. Power was cut at about 7:30 and came back at about 10. 2.5 power cuts.
10. 2
On Wednesday power was there. It rained heavily.
Raining.
It rained heavily.
Heavy rain.
It rained cats and dogs, right? And it was thundering. And Thursday again
Yeah.
there was a power cut from 7:30 to 10. Friday I have physical classes in Vattala until late night. So usually we don't meet on Fridays. So today is the only day.
Vattala, yeah,
Vattala,
Vattala airport.
Vattala Hunupitiya. In Vattala Hunupitiya, when do you know Vedikanta Junction?
Yeah,
At Vedikanta Junction, there's an institute called Yasas Institute. So I
yes, yeah.
conduct classes for grade 6, 7, 8, 10, A level, and spoken English.
Spoken English.
Yes, I have that. See, Friday is the only day when I go there. I have 3 classes at the stretch from 3:30 to 9:30 at night. So when I come home, usually I come home by 10 or 10:15 now. Last night, yesterday also I came home at about 10:30. When I was in the class, our friend Asan called me. Today Asan left to Australia, Halmit.
Yes, yes.
Ah.
He called me.
Yes, that day he told me that he had called you to inquire about your health.
He told us.
Yesterday he called me when I was in the class. I couldn't answer. I sent him a message, and then on the way home I went to Adwa KFC. So I called him. He said that late night at about 10. He said that he had called me to tell me that he was leaving today. Today the flight was at about 5:10 or 5:15 in the evening. Now he must be on the way. He must be still on the way.
Yeah, on the way.
He told me that he would get a WhatsApp call once he reached Australia. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah. He proceeds to higher study.
Not higher studies. He completed a course here as a maritime officer. So
Right.
so he went there to join a vessel, to join a ship.
Ship.
Yes, he should join there. He should join the vessel from Australia, not from here. That's why he left for Australia. So he was able to improve his English from this program.
Yes, definitely. Because it will be the
He thanked me a lot.
environment will be the English.
I think he will get a chance to return to country every 6 months. From every 6
Every
months,
6 months,
he will come to Sri Lanka, and he told me that he would join the meeting online whenever possible from there.
Yeah.
Now even Kalmit, now what Kalmit and I were talking is Kalmit and his father were tested positive.
I see.
Yes, now
it has become as a normal.
it has turned out to be normal. Even I also felt lifeless and some body pains and headache last few days, but I didn't take into granted. It must be Omicron. I haven't been vaccinated yet. I haven't taken any vaccine.
I see.
Yes, I was both my wife and I were tested positive twice. For the first time, we were tested positive. I can't remember last year in
second spell.
yes, in the second wave in April or May. No, I can't remember exact month. For the second time, we were tested positive last year in July or August. In the when we were tested positive for the first time, we didn't have any symptoms. We were fully okay, right? We didn't have any symptoms. Only we were tested positive, so we had to stay in quarantine. We didn't have any symptom, so I conducted all my classes online, and we did our daily stuff normally. And but we had to stay in home quarantine for 14 days. When we were tested positive for second time, we had all the symptoms, right? Cough, fever, headache, felt lifeless, everything came. All the symptoms came out. I felt it was somewhat difficult to bear. So we had to stay in home quarantine 14 days again. We took medicine. Still now it has been, I think we were tested positive in last July or August. Now it has been more than nearly 5 or 6 months. Still I feel some post-COVID symptoms are there inside me. Post-COVID
Are you,
complications.
what are the complications that you are facing?
Complications means now still even now I feel very tired. Now even now, what I was explaining to Kalmit is before this COVID
Yeah.
virus came, I was very fit enough. I was so fit, very fit enough to conduct about five to six physical classes every day.
Yeah,
Now, for example, on Saturdays, I had classes from 8 to 6 in the evening at the stretch, non-stop.
at this stage. Okay.
Physical class, whole class, 8 to 6, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, then 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, like that, right?
Okay.
So, in spite of talking loudly in whole classes, teaching at the stretch for 12, 13 hours, I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel so tired. Those days I was so fit enough. I used to do physical exercise. I used to go to the gym. So I maintained my fitness while teaching children. Therefore, I was very fit enough to do a lot of strenuous work, hard work, and children to conduct five to six classes at the stage. But
Okay.
now after having been tested positive, even after conducting one class, after finishing one class, I feel very tired every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
That
for
is
example,
the side effects.
now
Yeah.
it has been nearly 5 or 6 months since we were recovered, but
Yeah.
still I feel
Even,
myself feel very
yeah,
tired.
even some people say that the memory power also reduce.
Yes, it can be
Yeah.
true. But I didn't feel that very much. Body pain,
Not
feel
that is depend
lifeless. Mm,
that is depend on the person.
yes, person. So feel lifeless, feel very tired after conducting one or two classes, right? Then sometimes still feel very hungry, right? Feel
Yeah.
very hungry.
That is, and also the some problem of bone.
Bones.
Bones.
Uh, a small headache is there. Sometimes you get a small headache
Mm.
and feel sleepy more than previous days, last days, right? That means the body is still asking for rest.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
the body requires rest, we should give it,
Mm.
right?
I got 3 vaccines.
Uh-huh. Yes, it's good that if you have been vaccinated,
No,
but
no, no. It is mandatory to us
mandatory
to
for,
take.
yes, military people,
Mm.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, Kalmit, that day Kalmit's mother told me Kalmit has not been vaccinated yet.
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm not vaccinated. We
Why
decided
did?
to get later.
Mhm. If you
No,
had,
but my advice is to take that vaccine as soon as possible,
Mm.
because we don't know how this
Virus
virus behaving
virus is going to mutate and affect us.
affect us. Yeah.
Now another variant has been found from European countries. A
Yeah.
combination of Delta and Omicron. Delta Cron.
Omicron.
It's called Delta Cron. It keeps mutating. It keeps changing, mutating again, becoming advanced
Yes.
again and again.
Yeah.
Now the thing is usually now even 200 years ago, even in the past, pandemics were there. A lot of
Yes.
pandemics had come up in every 100 years or in every 200 years, right?
Yes.
Now I think the last pandemic had was found. Last pandemic had come up in 19. I can't remember the exact year. However, about 100 years ago, right? Now, recently, one of a doctor who is a good friend of us told us that when a pandemic comes up, pandemic comes up, the maximum lifespan of the pandemic is about 2 years, right?
Okay.
About 2 years. Now here, the COVID pandemic was found in Wuhan, China, in 2020, no, 2000 by the end of 2019, as I remember, in November or
19, yes.
December,
End of
in November,
2019. Yeah.
yes, November or December 2019. It came to Sri Lanka in February or March. 2020. Now it has been already more than 2 years now, more than two
2
and a half
years.
years, more than 2.5 years. The reason that the virus is still there on Earth is that high population. Now
I see.
compared to those days, the population has growth. Population has grown by sometimes 2 times, 3 times. So unlike those days, I mean 100 years ago, now it's very difficult to eliminate a pandemic or virus like that. The reason is the high population,
Yes.
world population. So sometimes it may take 3 years, sometimes 4 years, sometimes it will never vanish.
Yes. Another thing is a variation. No,
Variation.
is tentatively it is being changed.
Mm. I think it's mutated inside human body. I think the virus needs a human cell to
So,
mutate and
yeah.
become advanced. So once it enters a human body, it's mutated inside the body with the help of human cells, and a new virus comes out from our nose, comes out the nose. That's why it keeps mutating and keeps turning advanced, becoming advanced.
Yes.
Now, what about now let's talk about the tension in Ukraine due to the Russian
Yes.
invasion.
Mhm. No, I was able to go through some articles
Mm,
and I jotted down some important. Sometimes you must be knowing that
mm.
the Ukraine, the background of the incident and how the reason behind the invasion of Ukraine by the Russia.
Mm.
So I would like to share these points with you. Then you will also can share some sort of knowledge in this regard. So as far as Ukraine is concerned, Ukraine stands as the I think, largest country, excluding Russia, in Europe. In Europe, and it covers the area more than 600,000 kilometers.
600,000 kilometers.
Yeah, square kilometers.
You mean the land area of
No,
Russia?
no, no. Yeah, no, no, no. The Ukraine
Mm, mm. 600,000 square kilometers. Mm.
square kilometer. Yeah, yeah. And the gross domestic product more than $155 billion. So see how the economy and the wealth of the country, and per capita income is $3,700.
I
But
have, I
Sri
have,
Lanka,
yes, I have heard that the per capita income of Ukraine is lower than that is of Sri Lanka.
yeah, but that's why Sri Lanka is 2020 3,600 no 4,200
US dollars.
around US dollar, but unbelievable. No,
Mm.
I don't know the reason, but comparatively the population, no?
Compared to the
Population,
population, yes.
compared to the population, and so at present Ukraine has been divided as two parts. No, that is the main reason, east and west. So West is itself more closer to European and the East more closer to Russia. So that is the factor which is uh, collapsing the situation. And also in the West, more people speak Ukraine and East speak native Russia. So those are the factors, boiling factors in for this present situation. Today, Ukraine feel that I came to know that 72% consider that Russia is a hostile country. It is mean the unfriendly or enemy country. I don't know. And over 33% ready to take up arm against. So from the beginning of this situation, and also Russia and also 67% of Ukrainian want to join EU and they want to join the NATO. Those are the factors that has been boiling since 2014. And Ukraine wants to remain in independent country. And but Vladimir Putin, he was the chief of previous chief of KGB,
AG,
and yeah,
former
and
chief,
oh yes, former chief of KGB.
Russian KG.
But yes, but the Vladimir Putin so reviews Russian imperialism. That is, imperialism is the policy and the ideology of the country. They want to extend the rule over the people of the country as well as the political, economic situation and the military power. He want to extend that his capacity of the all part of that power. So and also there are a very important point of Ukraine. They are the second place in Europe in terms of some mercury reserves, and normally the mercury reserves are primary use for the manufacturing or industrial, chemical, electrical appliance and electronic applications. And also I came to know that third place in the European shale gas reserves. So scientists have found that it might be 22 trillion cubic meters.
The
Yeah,
highest, the biggest gas provider to Europe region is Russia.
Russia. But they are the third in third place Europe in shale gas reserves, and scientists have found that it might be around 22 trillion cubic meters. And also the Ukraine has become a 13th place in the world for shale gas. And in addition to that, they have become a fourth world by the total value of natural resources. And Russia is the research nation who has natural resource value of $75.7 trillion. Then USA, and then the USA, Saudi Arabia, and the Canada, the next in line. So, and in addition to that, they have become seventh in the world in oil reserve. It's about 33% billion tons. So that is their wealth of the Ukraine. So we can imagine how they have to develop their country and how they have spent their lifestyle with all those natural resources. And the very important what I have found is very important factor is the agriculture industry. They are the first in Europe in farm of arable lands area. That is, the arable lands is any land capable of being used to grow crops. This
What-
land can be
What lands are they called? Arable lands.
arable land. Arable land means that the land can be used for any crop.
So the land is so fertile. The land is so
Fertile, yeah.
fertile that it
So
can be
because
used for
they
any
have,
crop, any
yes,
cultivation.
because they have the black soil lands.
Like in Jaffna in our country.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is 25% of world volume. Black soils are mineral soils which enrich their organic carbon. So that's why I think Putin also doesn't like to them to join with the NATO.
NATO.
And also first place in the world in the export of sunflower oil. So now it has been collapsed due to this situation. So the more probably the other country will enter into their market. And also, so I found that third large producer and the fourth large exporter in the corn in the world. The United States is the first producer of the corn, and they are in the third. So, and also coming into their industrial sector, the first ammonia produced in Europe. They are the first ammonia produced in Europe, and they have natural pipeline system, and they have third range of railway network in Europe. In addition to that, they have capacity of producing defense industry equipment with all those available resources. So they how now those are the factors that I found
From that article.
on that article.
Hmm.
So I think so. In other way, we feel very sorry that whatever said and done, they have committed the people who have lived for last decades and decades in order to develop that country up to that level. But on the other hand, Putin also correct, because so he has been negotiating with the political arena since 2014 to up to last week, not to join with the NATO. That is true that the Russia also in danger if they join with the NATO. The NATO country can come and establish their military establishment if they get the join hands with the Ukraine, not NATO.
NATO.
Yeah.
Now today also he had threatened another 2 or 3 countries, Poland and another 2 countries, that if they join hands with NATO, those countries also would have to face bad consequences.
But I think already they have taken the membership of NATO.
No. They haven't taken it. They are going to take the membership. They are going to join. Now Putin has threatened them.
Mm-hmm.
If they join NATO, they also will have to face the same bad consequences.
Now
No.
already they have captured, I think, capitals, no?
Yes, now
Capital
now when I
Ukraine.
was watching the evening
Fine.
news, they had already entered. They are nearing the Kyiv, the capital city of Kyiv,
Yeah.
and the Ukrainian president is still president, and his family, they are still there, living there, and America has said that they are ready to take
Evacuate
the president, evacuate
Yeah,
the president and his family
the
to
president.
president
But
and his family to US.
the funny thing is, I think the president of Ukraine, he believed the Western. So he thought that if something goes wrong, the NATO country will come and help him, giving some warlike equipment, and the troops will come and occupy the area. They will go fight against the Ukraine. It will never happen.
It will never happen. Even I saw yesterday in a TV interview, I think a international political analytic said that no country is ready to. No country is. No country dares to attack or challenge Russia. Russia is so militarily they are so powerful that no country would come forward to attack them. Therefore, and the other thing now, although America has said that they are ready to evacuate the president and the family president, now today the president had issued a statement that he would never leave his country and he would stay in the capital until the end of this war. and they would never allow the Russian army to capture their capital. And the other thing is, I saw on news that now since the Russian army has to cover a huge land area to reach the capital from their country, now they will have to face a fuel problem. Refueling
Yes.
their military armored cars and other vehicles, they would have to face some problems of some issues when refueling their vehicles. So it will be an added advantage to Ukrainian army. And the other thing is, so far since yesterday, so far more than 2,800 Russian soldiers also have been killed by Ukrainian army.
Yeah, but
More.
it has been the statement has been given by the Ukrainian
Media, yes.
media, but it has not been proved
Proved.
yet, no?
And Ukrainian civilians also, nearly 200 Ukrainian civilians have been killed so far. I saw some videos. I saw some videos on YouTube and Facebook
I
that
also saw it.
small children weeping when while their areas are bombarded, some huge buildings are bombarded, some right. Whereas children are weeping inside their refugee camps and other reserved areas. So I felt very pity for them.
Yeah, did you see the video which is
The video of that armored car running over a car.
Yes.
Yeah. But luckily, the person who inside the car was saved.
He was severely injured. He was badly injured, but I think he was taken to hospital. That's more. The car was run over by a Russian armed car.
Yeah.
It was crushed.
Yeah,
it was crushed.
Even he is very lucky.
And did you see that 32-story tall housing apartment was bombarded? Tall building, about 32 or 33-story building. It was bombarded. Some huge office complexes and other huge buildings were bombarded. So huge tragedy, catastrophe.
But I have doubt of the accuracy of their hydraulic weapons. Normally, if they want to get the target pinpoint, they should they have that technology.
Now while that tension is increasing in Ukraine, the foreigners who have come to Sri Lanka from Ukraine have had to face a huge problem of returning to their country. Now they can't return to their country. Yes, they are stuck inside the guest house, and they can't now they can't pay the guest house and hotels because money transaction has been blocked. Yeah, banks when blocked. Then now today I saw the Udayanga Viratunga, the one who coordinates the Ukrainian foreigners and our tourism in I think what's tourism ministry.
I think he can look after those people.
Yes. Today he had visited some guest house and hotels where they are residing, and he had given them a promise that they would be looked after by the government and tourist board, and they would be given free food. And hotel owners also said that they are ready to provide them free food for a few days, but they may not be able to do it forever. So the hotel owners are asking the government to give them a helping hand for provide them food and other facilities. And I saw another Ukrainian lady, Ukrainian woman was protesting near the Dalda Maliga with the boat, and she was requesting other tourists and other local and foreign tourists to share those videos and photos of us on social media. So I felt very pity for them. They are very helpless. But my question is now, this is the civilized era. This is 2022 civilized era. Countries were invaded before. But in such a civilized era, advanced era, when any problem can be solved by through discussions, why couldn't they come to common terms, come to an agreement via discussions? Now, see, now the leaders may be leaders may have hostilities, right? Problems, political problems, but who are going to pay the price? Who are going to pay the price are innocent civilians, especially children. They are the ones who are going to lose their lives. And in United Nations, I think a proposal was tabled in the United Nations Security Council against the invasion of Russian invasion. But Russia themselves were able to refuse it.
Of course.
They were able to defeat it using their veto power.
Yeah.
Using their veto power.
India and
China, India, and Emirates.
yeah,
China, India, and Emirates had avoided voting. 11 countries had voted for the suggestion, for the proposal.
only one is not
Yes,
voted.
Russia defeated it using their veto power. Now, being one of the five powerful countries, five permanent members, they have veto power.
Yeah.
So, what else, Kalmit? Have you got to say something?
So can't this war cause to another World War III?
Yes, this can be the beginning of another World War III.
Yes, so today I thought like this. Now Russia has started invading Ukraine. So from another side, United States is I don't know. I heard United States has sent 5,000 soldiers to Ukraine. I think, but I don't know exactly. So it means United States is trying to defeat Russia through Ukraine.
No, it can't be done. How could it be done? Now, you know, in 1988 to 1989, when Russia invaded Afghanistan, right? Russia invaded Afghanistan. What did America do? What they do was they supplied weapons and money to the local militants in Afghanistan. That's how Taliban was created. Taliban was created by the USA by providing weapons and money. Right now, Taliban, they are a world recognized terrorist organization, one of the deadliest terrorist organizations, and they are the ones who rule the country now.
Yes.
Something similar to that can happen. Sometimes USA may provide weapons to a militant group or terrorist organization in Ukraine, and some threat can be imposed to Russian army, but I don't think it would be strong enough to defeat them. How powerful are they?
I think China is on Russian side.
Yes, China is a good friend, good commercial friend. They have very strong business relations.
Yes, I think that's why United States is not trying to defeat Russia directly.
Now, and the other thing is now in this ongoing situation, the currency of Russia, ruble, its recognition has gone down now in many countries, including the European Union. Russian ruble has no recognition. It's one of the main reasons for this invasion. But although it doesn't have a good recognition, they have already formed good business connections with China. Chinese goods are bought by Russia. Russian products are bought by China. So now already economic sanctions have been imposed on Russia by the USA. But I don't think it would make a huge impact on the economy, because they have already found the biggest market in the world, China, for their goods.
So if a World War III starts, I think for Sri Lankans.
As Sri Lanka, as small countries, we are the ones who are going to affect the most.
Yeah, we are the one. We would have to die
in starvation. Now Russia is our biggest tea exporter. Our biggest after Iran. After Iran, Russia is our biggest tea exporter, and we import asbestos from Russia. Asbestos are imported from Russia. And Ukraine also now, in this year, the highest number of foreigners have come from Russia. Firstly from Russia, secondly from UK, thirdly from Ukraine.
I think second Ukraine, no?
No, thirdly or fourth, third or fourth.
Mhm.
Today I saw on news. Around since last January, last January and this month, nearly 12,000 foreigners have come to Sri Lanka from Ukraine. 15,000, no, nearly 16,000. I can't remember the exact number, have come from Russia.
But they don't expend much money, no?
Yes, now that's why I said now Russian economy is poorer than ours. Their per capita income is lower than ours. Right now, most of the foreigners who come to Sri Lanka from Ukraine used to eat from normal hotels like
Yes.
Tose, and
Only they rent out the rooms.
rooms. Even most expensive rooms are not bought by them. They buy cheapest ones. Guest house.
Cheapest only.
They are not very rich.
Only the Europeans and the Middle East rich people will come and have good life.
The rich foreigners come from Middle East countries and India. Some Indian big businessmen also come. India is the second.
Yeah.
The highest number of foreigners have come from Russia. Secondly, India. Thirdly, UK. Fourth, Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Around 12,000. Then what else? Any news? Any current news? About the fuel problem now. Now, Indian Oil Company has increased their prices of their fuel by how many rupees? 20 rupees?
20, yeah, 20, no, 20.
Now, IOC has not taken a decision to increase, but they will have to increase.
Definitely, yeah.
They will have to increase. Now, will there be a dearth or will there be a huge dearth of fuel in the next coming weeks?
Yes, I think now most of the petrol sheds in outside, there are no
diesel.
stocks.
Diesel is not available. Diesel stocks are not available, and as a result of that, from next Monday, the private buses around 50%, around 50% of private buses may not work. The bus owners are asking for either fuel concession or they are asking the government to allow them to increase their prices, their charges, bus fares. From Monday, they are going to take an action.
Yes, my problem is what does this government does, no?
That is not only US, it's the problem that the whole country has. Now, today, did you see the president and Prime Minister were in Ambilipitio? Yes, Ambilipitio. They had attended a ceremony for giving land deeds, no? Land deeds for farming families. Actually, such things should be done, but at this moment, these things are not the essential ones. At this moment, the essential things are decreasing the prices of essential items, decreasing fuel prices, and controlling the COVID virus, and make sure that people live happily. But in spite of doing such things, what they do is just try to continue their big projects like constructing highways, gifting land deeds. I think those things can be done secondly. Those things can be done secondly later, but at the moment, to what the priority was be given is giving food to people, taking the prices down, and making sure that people live happily and their lives are secured. I think they have already become mad.
Yeah, but the behavior pattern of the politician not can't be accepted, no? So during this period,
and the other funny thing is, did you see on news now, the Udegaman Pila Vasudhanayaka being cabinet ministers, being powerful ministers and being cabinet ministers of the government. Now they themselves call press conferences, and they are talking inside the media as if they are not government. They are as if they are not in the government, as if they are like
Yes, yes.
the opposition. They are in
Opposite.
opposition. It they criticize the government. Uh, like as if they are asking the common public to solve the problems. They are the ones actually who should solve the problems. Instead of doing that, what they do is they criticize the government uh, in front of media, in front of some cameras and mics, and they talk as if they are opposition members.
But yeah, so it is observed that they are doing only their jobs. That is their job, not they are ruling our country.
What
The people who wants
they
to
have
rule the
their
country.
personal personal
Yeah,
agendas.
now
So
they
what
are now they are doing is to safeguard
their lives and their
life.
families,
Yeah, yes, life
to
and families.
accumulate
That
money as much as possible and to safeguard
yeah,
their families.
only that.
Yes. Now they also know that nobody can take the country out of this problem. The country has gone deep inside the problem now, to the
Yeah.
bottom, to the bottom of the problem. Basil Rajapaksa goes from country to country begging for dollars. Now I think these days he's in India. Did he go to India?
Yeah, but I think no. He has planned to go, but India has not given the, the date and the time
Mm,
for the discussion.
mm,
I think India also reluctant to help
Financially.
yes, financially in this situation.
Mm. Now we can see that now when the country has a dearth of fuel, India always sent a vessel full of fuel. But
Yeah.
what we can understand is they are helping us not because they love us, right? They are
No,
helping
no.
they are helping us having some personal agendas, hidden agendas inside their mind, like uh,
Every developed country helping for
asking
expecting something.
expecting something in return.
Yes, in
Yes,
return.
in
Yeah.
return. Now they know because they know how valuable, how fertile our land is. No? Now, although our Sri Lankans, our government doesn't know how valuable our land is, other countries know. They know how valuable. Now we have rain throughout the year. We have pure water, right? Rivers are there inside the country, and around the country there's a uh, rich ocean, right? We are rich with ocean, we are rich with those resources. We have rain. Now most of those countries don't have rain throughout the year. They have water problems, right? And important harbors like Trincomalee Harbor and Hambantota Harbor and Colombo terminals, right? The terminals, east and west terminals of Colombo Harbor. If these,
Yeah.
right, if these places are sold to them, what would we have for our existence? We would not have anything. So those are things that they are targeting.
Not like us. They have their uh, uh, plan for the economic growth of their country.
Mm. Now
So they,
China is giving us so many laws not because they love.
yeah,
They
that
are
is the trap. No,
trapped.
China has done
Financial trap.
yes, financial trap to not only Sri Lanka,
Mm,
in other developing countries.
mm.
Not
By
only
nature,
even they have.
by nature, Chinese are businessmen. They are money lenders. Their
Yeah,
method, their way of acquiring countries is by lending money. Lend
money.
right, lending money as much as possible. Once those countries are unable to pay them back, what they ask is they ask for a piece of land from that country or an important economic place from that country. That's what they do.
Yeah. Now see them. One of my friends told me that he's in Australia.
Mm.
Uh, Most of the boards, signboards has been written first language as English, second language is Chinese.
China. Yes, yes.
Yes, China. Even in
That means
Australia.
in Australia. They are
So,
they are
now
spreading.
even yeah, the Malaysia also same. Now they have funded lot of money to
They have lent a great deal of money
yeah
to Malaysia as well.
to Malaysia, and they have investors lot of mm, funds for money for the industrial sector
Mm.
as well as construction sector.
But my question is now, if Chinese and Japanese is, if Japanese and Chinese people can earn double the amount what we earn by working sometimes 15 hours, 20 hours, sometimes more than 20 hours a day, why we Sri Lankans can't do that? Now we can
Our
see,
system,
if you look at
our
the
system.
laborers, if you look at the laborers who have come to Sri Lanka for those projects like highway projects, they work non-stop for 15 hours, sometimes 20 hours a day, yet they don't feel tired. But here in Sri Lanka, what our people looking for is 8 to 5 jobs, government jobs,
Yes, our
right?
system.
Our system.
System. That is
That's
the
how.
mainly because of our system. We have
Mm,
to change the system, not
system.
for the Pohotwa system.
Mm.
Uh,
The system should be changed from the grassroots level, from the ground
grassroots
level,
level. It should
from
be
the ground level.
amalgamate. It should be the suit to the country.
Mm. Right.
Otherwise,
Yes. Kalmit, have you got to say anything?
So did you see that Kabuta's video?
It's one of the old videos, but it went viral recently.
Yes.
That interview was
is that
done.
so?
Hmm?
Is that so? I thought that recently it has
No,
been
it's.
released.
I also thought like that, but someone told me that that interview was done in 2000. No, after their defeat in 2015. So, after 2015, but it went viral recently on social media. Right. I think I'm very happy with the discussion today. Today's discussion, although most members are absent, I think they don't know that today the meeting is held because we couldn't meet for the last 4 or 5 days. And Mr. Mathur has
Yes.
sent a message that his internet package is over. So I
Yeah.
will end the
Yeah.
meet. I think I'm very happy with today's discussion. Although there are only 2 participants, we could have a good discussion, right? In English, fully in English. This is what I want. Uh, okay, I will end the meeting for today a little bit early.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning session, not night. Tomorrow the morning theory class is held. So thank you for joining, especially Mr. Saman. And okay, thank you
Thank
for
you very
joining.
much.
Right, take care and good night.
Nice.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.